Yo, what's going on, guys? This is going to be your guide for farming in Once Human. This is going to cover every important material that you could use in the game, from anywhere from scrap to hide to energy links. This is your ultimate one-stop shop guide for all of that. So let's jump straight into it. So first things first, we're going to talk about acid and scrap together because this one location covers both. It also has some chests in there, and I'll be taking you along the route that I personally take to get thousands upon thousands of not only acid, but also scrap. So we're going to be right outside the Blackfell zone and the Blackfell Fallen zone in this area. And basically, this is the route that you're going to want to take. You're going to want to take a counterclockwise, or sorry, a clockwise route. Got those a little bit confused there. But we're going to be wanting to go through, hit all these buildings. All these buildings have scrap in them. Along with that, while you're pushing through this rotation, you're going to be wanting to kill all these guys on with the food, with the acid increase food, and they all drop acid, which is great. So you have all this scrap on these shelves. You have a chest right here. All these guys have a chance to drop acid, and I believe if you do it to the greatest extent, you can get upwards of 1,200 acid every hour, and you can get upwards of 200 scrap. That's each item. That's special plastic. That's mechanical parts. That's everything. You can get 200 of those every 3 hours. Now, the acid itself, you can do as long as you want, whenever you want, and there's no problem. But the scrap is limited to once every 3 hours. But as you guys can see, we're making our way through. There are a ton of different mobs that you guys can be killing, and all the scrap. All these different little chests, besides the gear and weapons, do drop scrap as well. So make sure you're killing and looting everything you possibly can. Now, this supermarket is one of the best places for scrap. As you guys can see, all these shelves are filled to the brim with scrap. Every single shelf. It is amazing. And also, along this route, you guys are going to be able to get elite kills, so you guys can get some energy links, some stardust source, and some cortexes. I don't see the elite or two. Oh, there he is. He just spawned in. But you guys can kill them as well. You guys got a weapon chest in there and some scrap. And then also over here, you guys got another elite. The sky squid. Another little chest. All these guys, you're just killing along the way. It is a relatively quick route, depending on how many things you kill or how many you don't. So keep that in mind. It all varies based on you. Also, in this bank, all these desks, every single one of them, in the bottom floor and the top floor, are lootable. And now we head over to the final area of this route. I will say that this is probably my favorite area for scrap. I wouldn't say for acid. But you have an elite that spawns here. And all these trash cans over here, you guys can loot for scrap. And then we get to this house. This is what I like to call the scrap house, because you guys got the trash cans, you guys got those drawers over there, these drawers over here, and then everything in this house is lootable for scrap. Every single thing. And by the time you guys get to here, you should be good on scrap. Your backpack should be crushing you by that point. And yeah, you're filled up, and that's 200 of each scrap right there. Like I said, you guys can kill for acid. You guys can stick around, kill these mobs for acid, but you'll be way overfilled. So the next thing we are going to be talking about is hide in this game. Another resource that is very, very annoying to get. Now, contrary to what happened in the beta, we now have a deviant that farms hide for us, but it's not a lot. So if anybody really truly needs a good route to get hundreds upon hundreds of hide every, like, I think, what is it, like 15 minutes you can do this route? What you want to do is you want to come over to tall grass and follow my rotation. There's going to be a ton of deer, a ton of boars, and it resets pretty quickly. It does reset pretty quickly. Oh, well, that rock isn't destructible. Oopsie me's. So basically what you're going to want to do is you want to come over here. Start right here. You got some deer right over there. And basically you're going to hug this lake to the left. This lake, for some weird reason, has a lot of deer that spawn around it. You got some right here. Got some ahead. Another spawn location for deer. And then I believe off to the left over here, you have some more deer. Let's see if I can find them. I don't know where they're hiding. Got one here. You got more up the hill. Then you're going to make your way up this road to the top of this little mountain. You're going to find some more deer and some boars over here. See if you can find them if they want to spawn in. There's right there some more deer. I don't see the boars, but they do spawn here. Take my word for it. And then this field right over here is filled to the brim. And I mean filled to the absolute brim with wildlife. You guys can come all the way down over here. There's some more spawns. There's some more boar spawns. All the way over here. And you basically just do a loop, just like I'm doing. And you make your way back down over here. And you rinse and repeat. And every time you do this, you should be getting around 50 to 70 hide per run. And each run takes about 10 minutes to do. So you can literally get hundreds every hour. Never going to need to worry about hide ever, ever, ever again. The next two I know a lot of people are going to be interested in because this has to do with the acid to sulfur trade. But we're going to start off with energy links. Now, energy links are an interesting one because there's very limited ways to get them, but we'll go through as many as we possibly can. So first things first, your daily crisis events, you guys get energy links from this. Eventually, when the mana bus event opens up, or I should say reopens up, those ones give 13,000. I don't know how much specifically you guys get from the other ones, but I know that they're a decent amount. So if you're doing each event as they pop open, you'll get a ton of energy links for doing them. Now, there's also another way to do them, but this is sort of limited. But every time you do a securement silo, and the higher level you do it, so pro and hard, and you use a controller to get your rewards, you guys do get energy links, as you can see. This is one of the ways that I went about it to get energy links. You just use while you're farming for a certain mod, and if I remember correctly, it's roughly anywhere between like 5 and 8,000 per run. So if you're doing 10 to 100 runs, you're getting a decent amount. You're basically going to be getting upwards of a million for those controllers. Now, there's obviously the main way that people are going to do it, but this is weekly, which is you guys go to a town. Any town, each of or the vendor that you're able to sell to, you're allowed to sell certain items up to 50,000 energy links per town, except for Deadsville. Where is it? Deadsville, you're only allowed to do 25,000, but I think that in total each week you're allowed to get, I think, anywhere from 200 to 250,000, if I remember correctly. But this is where you'll sell your gold bars. This is where you'll sell your excess material, all that good stuff for energy links. Now, this is another way, but again, it's only if you really want to do it. But if you guys sell your materials in your vending machine right over here, you guys can do it for energy links, but I wouldn't recommend this way to farm because everyone's going to be trying to undercut everyone and all that good stuff, and it all depends on what you sell. So the best way to go about it, silos and daily events. And finally, one of the most precious materials in this game, even though it's not so precious, is going to be sulfur. Not many people know where to get sulfur reliably, but I'm going to give away the best kept secret in Once Human. If we scroll out all the way, we're in Chalk Peak on the lower part of the map. You have this teleporter right over here, and you can just drive all the way over here. And this entire island is filled to the brim with sulfur. I did a run myself. Now, again, I do not have the trade, so I didn't need a lot of it. It was mainly just for gunpowder and whatnot. But I did a single 5 to 10 minute run all around here, and I was able to net 4,000 sulfur. As we run along through, you will see, and what you're going to do is you're going to just stick along the coast to get it, but you will see so much sulfur. It's actually crazy. So this is mainly for the people who want that acid trade. There's just so much. I know you guys don't see a lot right now, but take my word for it. I don't know if someone just came through here or not, but there is a lot. So we got some more nodes over there. We make our way up here. There's going to be so much. There's also some other materials here, but I mean, there's better places for like aluminum, tin, copper. This place is where I personally farm for sulfur, though. This was basically the same on the beta. You got all these different nodes around. We make our way down, and you just hug along the coast, and there's just so much sulfur. And what you can do is you can loop all the way around and restart the loop all over again until your heart's content. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but just so you guys can see how much sulfur there actually is. And you can also, if you do really want to, instead of just doing this loop on repeat over and over and over again, you can go around, come up over here, come around, do that, because basically this entire coastline, starting from about here all the way over, is filled with acid. I just do this little tiny outlet because, well, it's tiny and there's already a lot over here. And yeah, you just go on through, you do this entire loop. That's 4,000 sulfur every single time you do it. And you will never need to worry about your acid or sulfur to acid trade ever, ever, ever again. So we're just making our way through. And all the way around, just to emphasize my point, there's going to be sulfur all around. And it's all within walking distance of each node. You just come on through. There's so much of it. Already out of stam. But as you guys can see, we're just making our way through. And by the time you're done with this loop, say your backpack is overflowing, you can just TP back to your house, come back down, rinse and repeat. I'm not going to tell you how to specifically farm. I'm just here to tell you the location. But yeah, you just keep running up the coast and bam, you're good. Well, that's going to do it for this guide, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys have a better way to go about this, let me know. I'm always trying to find better and better ways to do it, but so far, even since from the beta, not much has changed. I hope they don't change. But this is basically the best way to get these rare and valuable materials. If there's something I missed, let me know in the comments. I can do a separate video specifically on what you guys want to see. But that is going to do it. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And as always, take care. And I'll talk to you guys later.